Good morning everybody and welcome to this European session on Monday the 2nd of September. So hopefully you guys are ready for another incredible week, an incredible month in the financial markets. If you have been trading in August, what a fantastic month that was. We highlighted some really good trading opportunities to participate in across these European and Asia session webinars. If you had a nice little summer break over August, then hope you had a fantastic break and ready to dive back into this and focus on what the market will be presenting to us as everyone comes back from their summer breaks and volatility does start to pick up. Now, today it's a US and Canadian bank holiday, but foreign exchange markets are still open, futures markets are still open, so we're expecting things to kick off in a big way. And there's a lot of high impact news announcements coming out this week to start off the month. So I'll keep you updated with all the latest economic trends and market developments affecting the flows of the financial markets and the potential trading opportunities highlighted from the London and Sydney trading floors all throughout this week, all throughout these webinars and all the other live trading webinars that you guys are attending every single day. For now, let's dive into the markets and see what's happening. Okay, so first up on the economic calendar on Tuesday, we have Switzerland Consumer Price Index report. Now, the Consumer Price Index report, otherwise known as CPI, shows the change in the price of goods and services purchased by consumers. And consumer prices account for the majority of overall inflation, which is used to determine interest rate policy. So the month-on-month forecast is 0.1%, a drop from last month 0.2%. Now, already the futures market is implying a 25 basis point interest rate cut in September's meeting. And that's going to be the final meeting before the chairman of the central bank, the Swiss central bank, changes. And that becomes quite important because, of course, every individual has a different stance on economic policy. Some are quite hawkish, where they like to increase interest rates. Some are quite dovish, where they like to cut interest rates. So that change will become quite important, and the market, because it's already priced in a potential interest rate cut, the market will probably be more focused on the next chairman of the Swiss National Bank and actually what their policies will be and the future direction of interest rate flows. Now, we've highlighted obviously the Swiss news announcement because the Swiss franc has been such a core component of what we have been trading over the past several months. Because really in July we had some really big crashes, not only in the yen pairs but also the Swiss pairs as well. Where we had beautiful downtrends in Aussie Swiss, Euro Swiss, Canadian Swiss, Dollar Swiss and so on. So we're looking for some of those trends to continue, or of course big reversals. Now, what has happened, because it was such a big move in such a short period of time, and pretty much for most of August, a lot of the Swiss pairs actually were moving a bit sideways, apart from currency pairs such as Euro Swiss, which actually had some really good downtrending cycles. In fact, that was the first trade we took last week's European session in this webinar, the phase changer on Euro Swiss 4-hour chart, which went down to hit the target level. So we'll be looking for some continuation in those Swiss pairs. We'll be looking for volatility to pick up. We've had a bit of a range-based situation in those currency pairs, but of course it's the foreign exchange market, the world's largest and most volatile financial market. So anything that's going sideways for an extended period of time at some point is going to break out and start moving. And we're going to be ready and waiting to be prepared for those opportunities. Also, on Wednesday, big day for the Canadian dollar, we have the Bank of Canada interest rate statement. Now, the latest Reuters poll of different economists and analysts reveals that the Bank of Canada is expected to cut interest rates to 4.25% from 4.50%. And this will be the third consecutive interest rate cut. The poll also found that analysts are expecting interest rates to end 2024 at 3.75%, highlighting more cuts are along the way. And recent data shows that slowing growth and a cooling labour market will keep inflation from rebounding, supporting the case to cut interest rates. Now, when it comes to the Canadian dollar, we've actually seen a bit of a fall in some Canadian pairs. We've had Aussie CAD push higher, we've had Euro Canadian push higher as well, New Zealand Canadian, pound against the Canadian, and all those currency pairs pushing higher is Canadian dollar weakness, okay? And when central banks are forecasted to increase interest rates, currencies tend to fall. as investors pull their capital out of the economy and then go and park their money into an economy where they can get a higher interest rate. And this is why when central banks are forecasted to increase interest rates, the currency can tend to rise. Now, last week we'll be dealing with a lot of phase 2 pullbacks in those Canadian trends, but we'll be looking for some of these Canadian pairs to continue a phase 1 move in this direction they have actually been going in the longer term. Now, when it comes to interest rate statements, they have a very big impact on the direction of currency flows as money market fund managers move their money around the world trying to find the highest rate of return on their capital. But also, it's the expectation. That's very key for us as traders. We don't trade what we think the news announcement is going to be. We don't try to predict what is going to happen next. It's a surefire way to burn a massive hole in your trading account. But what we want to look for is any surprises. That's the key. Because markets from day one learn Forex, we know everything is already priced in. Institutional speculators already building positions on anticipation of future events because the capital size is so large. That's why they hire thousands of analysts all across the globe, all right? So the key is when the market gets surprised, when the market gets caught off guard, where the Bank of Canada doesn't actually increase interest rates, for example, or they do a bigger interest rate cut than expected. That's really what we want to be paying attention for. Why? Because that's where we get really big moves in a short period of time. Now again, we're not going to be trading those really big moves in a short period of time. Sometimes you might already be in a trade, but you're not going to be able to get that news announcement and then react literally within nanoseconds and beat the algorithmic automated traders, all right? But we want to look for the follow through, right? Because if there's a big surprise, everyone needs to readjust their positions, and that can lead to a really good trend and really good follow through afterwards. And that's the move that we want to be trading, because there's a fundamentally narrative on why everyone's actually readjusting their portfolios. So if we get a surprise news announcement, that's really where we want to be paying attention. And if we do get any surprise news announcements this week to what's already priced in, to what already people are expecting, then of course I'll try to highlight them for you guys and identify the different opportunities that have been highlighted through the different live trading webinars and through the different traders across smart charts, all right? And finally, Friday, big day for global markets, US non-farm payrolls. And the non-farm payroll report measures the change in number of people employed during the previous month, excluding the farming industry. And job creation is a leading indicator of consumer spending, which accounts for the majority of overall economic activity. Now, it's expected that 163,000 jobs were added to the economy in August. It's also expected that unemployment rate is expected to fall. Now, markets are pricing in a 30% chance that a very soft jobs report could trigger a 50 basis point interest rate cut. Now, this becomes important, all right? Because if you've been tuning into the webinars over the past several weeks, and then you know that US economic data, it's pretty much priced in that there will be an interest rate cut from the US Federal Reserve later on this month, all right? And that's pretty much priced in. It's why we've had the US dollar crashing lower with euro dollar, pound US dollar, Aussie dollar, Kiwi US dollar, gold US dollar all pushing higher, and US dollar weakening. And of course that US dollar weakening helping to boost US stock markets as well, with the Dow Jones reaching record highs last week and the S&P and the Nasdaq are very close to record highs. So this US dollar trend, this theme, this fundamental narrative has affected pretty much all of the flows and trends of global financial markets, okay? So it's a foregone conclusion the central bank will cut interest rates 25 basis points later on this month. The key question now is the pace of interest rate cuts and the amount, all right? So now there's a 30% chance that a very soft jobs report could trigger a much bigger than expected interest rate cut. And again, it's that surprise, isn't it? If the market gets surprised by what is already anticipated, by what is already expected, that is where we can get a very big move in a short period of time. We don't try to trade those moves and chase the trade and get in too late and then, act like a bit of an amateur. Of course not, all right? We understand how the markets work and we wait for the follow through, okay? We wait for the follow through. Because everyone's readjusting their portfolios, especially when it comes to US dollar, the world's largest currency, the world's reserve currency, is that follow through that we want to be participating in if we get it. All right. So again, we'll keep an eye out on that. Tends to be a very volatile news announcement, so one to keep an eye out on. As always, I'll try to keep you up to date with all the different key economic trends and market themes affecting the financial markets, any potential trading opportunities surrounding them. For now, let's dive into smart charts and let's see what's actually going on in the market. Okay, so first of all, keeping in with the US dollar theme. So as we've been highlighting, okay, the US dollar weakness has been a core driver of a lot of trends. We've had euro dollar pushing higher here, okay, and as euro dollar goes higher, this is US dollar weakening, the euro strengthening. Everyone's purchasing euros by selling their US dollars, right? So we've had this phase 2 move that has developed over the course of last week. If you remember last week, was it Wednesday, Thursday, we actually were trading this phase 2 move on the pip runner. We had a nice pip runner trade in the moving average zone, which went nicely to the target level. So, you know, catch up with those webinars if you've missed them. So that's been good. But we also have been highlighting that we were just trading this daily phase 2 move on the faster time frames. But of course, on the daily chart, we're in a phase 2 move. At some point, we might end this phase 2 and begin a phase 1 move, right? So what we like here on the trading floor is the fact that we're coming into this moving average zone again, where buyers have actually been turning up here before. So is there a potential opportunity of buyers turning up here again and wanting to keep driving this market higher, especially now there's increasing odds that the US Federal Reserve might actually cut interest rates a lot bigger than expected, which might even cause a bigger fall in the US dollar than expected, all right? Which will then lead euro dollar to push higher as well. Now, we don't know about that, okay, but the technical picture is also giving us some really good information here. We also are on this angular price. You know, we can see here that historically buyers turned up here. We're kicking around this angular price as well, and we are above this high point here as well. So maybe this high point could act as a level of support and actually cause buyers to turn up to the market as well. So we've got multiple factors here on why buyers might decide to turn up to the market and why this phase 2 could end and phase 1 move could potentially begin. All right. Now, to participate in potential trading opportunities, Smart Charts makes this super simple. Okay, so by pressing the buy icon here, Smart Charts will populate an entry price at the blue dot, stop loss at the red dot, target the green dot. Of course, all those levels can be adjusted according to your own user preferences. It will adjust the risk management as well. So really important, you keep your risk low and to make sure you're able to navigate the random distributions of wins and losses that develop throughout a day, throughout a week, throughout the month, all right? And also we can set expiries. So in this instance, we like to set a current bar close expiry. So what that basically means is you can decline and accept the trade at the bottom, but if you do accept the trade, then what that means is if buyers don't turn up by the end of this daily bar, and if they don't get through the entry level and continue this momentum, you know, like they did here, then this will just expire, didn't win, didn't lose, didn't cost you anything. But if you do decide to turn up, all right, like they did decide to turn up here, trigger you into a live open trade by the end of the day, then either it goes to your target level, you know, or it goes to your stop loss level, all right? So in this instance, that risk management work, really, really important, okay? Making sure you're keeping your risk low, making sure you're able to participate in different opportunities the market presents to you, and you're able to deal with the wins and losses that develop across the season, all right? Especially so early on in the month as well. All right, so we've also been looking at a few other things here as well. And it's on actually a Canadian dollar pair, New Zealand against the Canadian on the market breakout strategy. Now, there's a couple of things going on here on this 4-hour chart, okay? So first of all, obviously the thing that Smart Charts is looking for, really important to highlight this for us, but there's another few things that are developing here which are quite interesting. So first of all, what you can see is that price started below this moving average zone, okay? And buyers got above the zone here. It came into the zone, buyers turned up, drove it to a new high. So they're willing to keep buying this market beyond high prices they were not willing to buy through before. And now we've come back into this moving average zone here where buyers turned up here before. Why is this interesting? Well, look at this trend here on the left-hand side. We started below this moving average zone. Buyers got above the moving average zone. it came into the moving average zone where some buyers turned up here and they drove it to a new high. So now we know that buyers are willing to keep driving this market to new highs. We know where they turned up before in the moving average zone. So now, next time it comes into the moving average zone, we know there's a high probability chance that buyers could turn up here. We know there's a high probability chance that buyers could turn up here. We know there's a high probability chance that buyers could turn up here. We know there's a high probability chance that buyers could turn up here. And we know there's a high probability chance that buyers could turn up here. But at some point, they're not going to turn up and price is going to break the moving average zone and the trend is going to end. All right. So in this instance, sometimes we can get quite a few bounces in the moving average zone, and that's basically how a trend develops. So we have basically the same similar situation where we are here. All right, the second time we're in the moving average zone. So let's see if buyers are going to turn up here, continue driving this trend higher and supporting maybe a weaker Canadian dollar, okay, which we have been highlighting and actually trading over the past several weeks. Also on the side note, the New Zealand dollar actually has been a very strong currency. If you have been trading over the past few weeks, the Kiwi's actually been one of the strongest. We've had New Zealand CAD, New Zealand Swiss, New Zealand yen push higher. Most importantly, Aussie Kiwi, Euro Kiwi, Pound Kiwi crashing lower, right? In fact, we had the Pound New Zealand market breakout trade last week to the short side as well, didn't we? Broke outside that wedge formation and went on to towards the target level. So, you know, last week was pretty good. We had some wins and losses, of course, but, you know, net up for the week, which is great. So some of these themes, you know, we're starting to see in play here as well. So we'll look for that continuation. Now again, Smart Charts makes this super simple for us by not only highlighting the opportunity, but also if we click the buy icon here, it will populate the entry price of the blue dot, stop loss of the red dot, target the green dot. Of course, these can all be adjusted according to your own user preferences. It will do the risk management calculations for us as well, so we can keep our risk low, make sure we're trading with the right stake per pip. And make sure that you're able to deal with the random distributions of wins and losses that develop throughout the season, all right? And also we can set expiries, and on this particular strategy, we like to set an end of day expiry just because we give it a bit more space to kind of work its way from the moving average zone. And what this means is if that buyers don't turn up and continue this trend from the moving average zone where they have been turning up before, if they don't get through this entry price level by the end of the day, pending trade expires, didn't win, didn't lose, it didn't cost you anything. But if they do decide to turn up, it will get through your entry price level, will trigger you into a live open trade, then either it goes to your target level or it turns around and goes to your stop loss level, all right? Okay, so there's plenty of other trading opportunities developing in Smart Charts as well. Make sure you're tuning in to all the live trading webinars developing throughout the day so you too can participate in those opportunities as well, or ask any questions to the live traders in those webinars. But for now, that's it. I'm going to wish you all the best for your trading and see you next time.